Hello people, welcome back to the channel. So for those who have followed the channel for a while, you know that I watched the teaser for Kurukshetra and then watched the first trailer that came out. And I was quite critical of the teaser and I was quite disappointed with the trailer. I had said that Mahabharata is a really complex, layered story and this film doesn't seem to be doing any justice to that. Generally, it just didn't look very promising. So when I posted the reaction for the trailer, generally everyone agreed with that and said, yep, this is very disappointing. So when the second trailer came out, I wasn't going to check it out at all. I generally don't like going in, watching a trailer and slating it. There is enough negativity around us anyway, so I don't want to add to that. Of course, there is a lot of effort that goes into making a movie. If it's not great, then I don't want to just add to that negativity about it. In all of that, Darshan in his role as Suyodhan, or who we more commonly know as Duryodhan, he looked really promising, but other than that there wasn't anything that held my attention and I wouldn't have gone and checked out the second trailer. But I did get a lot of comments and a lot of requests saying the second trailer is a lot better than the first one and I must go and check it out. Just based on that, I'm going to go and watch this. I still don't have very high expectations because I think there were some quite fundamental flaws and it wasn't just the problem with the trailer, but it seemed like problems with the movie. So even though I don't have very high expectations of the movie, because so many of you have said that the second trailer is a lot better, I'm going to go and watch this right now.
ಈ ವಿಶಾಲವಾದ ಕುರು ಮಹಾ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಧರ್ಮಜನನ್ನು ಯುವರಾಜನನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದನೆಯನ್ನು ತಿರಸ್ಕರಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Same thing as last time. I think Darshan is quite impressive in this role.
ಮಾರಣ ಹೋಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆದೇಶಿಸು. ವಿಲಯ ತಾಂಡವ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಪಾಂಡವರ ರುಂಡಗಳನ್ನು ಚೆಂಡಾಡಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾದದ ತೊತ್ತಾಗಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ತಲೆ ಎತ್ತಿ ಮೆರೆದವರು ತಲೆ ತಗ್ಗಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Very choppy editing.
ನೀಡಲು ಇದು ಸಕಾಲ ತಾತ. ಅವರ ಬಲಗಳನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕು.
Very abrupt cuts.
ಹೊಡೆಯಬೇಕು.
So far I'm not seeing how this is better than the first one. That's interesting. Good shot.
ಅಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಅಧರ್ಮದಿಂದಲೇ ಅಳಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಷೇತ್ರವಾದ ಕುರುಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ರಣಕ್ಷೇತ್ರವಾಗಲಿ. ಅಧರ್ಮ ಅಳಿಯಲಿ, ಧರ್ಮ ಉಳಿಯಲಿ.
Okay, this is a more interesting and meaty trailer for me to review because it's not going one way or the other. It's not extremely good, it's not extremely bad. It's somewhere in the middle and there are elements which are good. And I can see why a lot of you would have felt that this is a much better trailer than the first one. And it is clearly better than the first one. The first trailer was a disaster. This is not. It's not as much of a disaster, but I wouldn't class this as a good trailer. Like I had said, some of the fundamental problems with the editing, they still remain. It's very choppy. The cuts are very abrupt. Every time the scene changes, there isn't any one thread that is tying it together. It's like a lot of the scenes have been cut and they have been pasted together one after the other. It's very amateurish, the editing. I think even my editing is probably better than that, and I don't usually claim that. I mean, my editing is fairly average, but even I could have done a better job than this. the elements that are good, and I think they derive more from the story of Mahabharata, which is so interesting. And you could actually make multiple movies about each character. So they introduce quite a lot of characters, even some of the minor ones, like Shalya. I love that name. But Karan is there, Arjun is there, Bhim. You could actually make individual movies about all of them, and they will be equally good and interesting. It's a massive challenge to bring all of these stories together and then do justice to all of them. So I think the movie will suffer from that problem. So while that's a massive challenge, what it also does is give an opportunity to introduce a lot of different dimensions, different characters which can keep your interest. So if you're not bothered about one of the characters but find the other one interesting, there is something that will keep your attention in the movie. So I think that's why, because they have introduced so many of these interesting characters, especially if you know their backstory, you will find it a lot more interesting. Because of these different characters that are introduced in the second trailer, it looks a lot more interesting. A couple of the other things which made it good, better than the first trailer, are some of the visuals. They look quite promising and they look a little bit different. I mean, it's not like the Ramayana era, arrows coming at each other and hitting tip to tip. And we never seem to have evolved beyond that. And all new mythological stories which are depicted seem to be derived from that. So here the way they are showing the effect of each Divyastra, which is what it was called, I think, if my memory serves me right, that is interesting. I think that brings another dimension, that those special effects also seem a little bit better than most of the others. So I can definitely see why this is better than the first trailer, but because of the problems I've mentioned already, and because these are more fundamental to the movie, I don't think this is a great trailer. It's better than the first one, and if they had released it as the first trailer, then I think I would have expected a lot more from the movie. But as of now, after watching all of this, I don't have very high expectations from the movie. The one thing that still gives me a little bit of hope is that the movie seems to be focusing a lot on Suyodan, and ultimately then his fight with Bhim. Although they did not mention his name, or if they mentioned it, I missed it. This character is definitely Bhim. He has the right physique for it, and I think their fight, if that is the climax, I think there is still some hope for the movie, and I think it might still do good business. They have a lot of talented stars in the star cast, so they might be able to rescue it, but the chances are slim. So thank you for bringing this second trailer to my attention and making requests for it. Maybe you are still disappointed that I did not like it as much. Maybe you disagree with me and think this is a really good trailer. Write it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends and family. Until next time, bye-bye.